Hello, welcome. I am starting this channel called Heinemama Fights Back to share with everyone my stories and my thoughts, feelings, my outbursts and my joys, everything. Just, I'm going to pour it all out here, my whole heart. My name is Santa Heineman, and I am battling stage 4 cancer currently, ovarian cancer that has metastasized to my brain, lung, and lymph nodes. But that's not the focus, really. I'm going to introduce myself a little bit. First of all, I am a mom. I guess that's the first of all. That's what I feel is first and top priority always. I have 4 kids, and so maybe that's why it feels that way. But I have a 27-year-old who lives in San Diego currently, and a 10-year-old son here in Fort Collins, where we live and love these beautiful mountains and beautiful weather and 4 seasons, and a 7-year-old son and a 4-year-old daughter, and my husband Matt. And so the 5 of us live here, and we love it. We're happy to be in Colorado. We have family here, 2 of my sisters, 3 nephews, 2 nieces, 2 brother-in-laws, and just have a really great life here. And I have a lot of family back in Texas, where we moved here from in 2018. But I just was recently moved by so many people reaching out to me, telling me how much I've inspired and helped them, that I thought that I would start doing that on a regular basis and do it through a video so you can see me and hear me and feel my emotions with me. And maybe something that I say or something that I'm going through will touch your heart or resonate with you. If not, then this will just be therapy for me. And that's okay too. But let me just introduce myself a little bit more. So I moved here to Colorado from Texas, and I've been married since 2010, and I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer stage 1 in 2011, 2 months after my second son was born. And it seemed pretty simple. I had surgery to remove the ovary and fallopian tube. I asked them to just leave all the other parts because I really wanted to have a bigger family, which they did. There was no chemo, no radiation, nothing like that, just ongoing exams every few months, then every 6 months, then every year. And I had 2 more kids over 9 years of being cancer-free. It was amazing. And then as soon as the pandemic hit in March, I guess a month later, I started to notice some difficulty on the left side of my body in coordination. And, cancer never crossed my mind. I didn't think that cancer was back. I had lived without it for so long. My mind, of course, went to other things like scary diseases like ALS or MS or something. And I had an MRI done really quick, and I discovered a golf ball sized tumor in my right frontal lobe, which I had removed with, uneventful. It's hard to believe that a craniotomy was like the easiest part of my cancer journey so far, but the surgery and recovery was not bad, honestly. And I regained the full use of my left side, and just kind of started down the process of what does this mean for me now. And we also discovered other spots in my lymph nodes around here in my chest and area, and a little tiny spot in my right lung, and everything was just so small that it wasn't causing any symptoms of disease, but it was still there. So we chose to do chemotherapy, which I had a really hard time with. I had some allergic reactions to, and I didn't do well. And so we stopped that therapy and switched to other therapies, which I'm so grateful I have a lot of options. And so the current therapy that I'm on is called immunotherapy. And I'm also taking a PARP inhibitor, which is an oral medication that I take daily. And both of these combined are just supposed to help reduce the cancer that's still there and to stop the growth of new cancer. And, I just found out last week that the therapy is not really doing what we want it to do. It's not working as hard as I'd like it to. And I am experiencing now symptoms of the cancer that's in my body. I'm having difficulty with breathing, swallowing, appetite, coughing. I have weakness and fatigue, probably because I don't have very good nutrition. And, it's just not what the picture that I wanted it to be. So we have options that we're facing. Meeting with the surgeon tomorrow to look at have a small tumor just right here on my rib cage, just underneath the skin. It's not connected to anything important, which I was wondering since it showed up, what are you here to teach me? Well, this may be the tumor that saves my life, because we're going to meet with the surgeon and have it removed and sent off to get to have some research done on it, have it tested for specific chemotherapies, and find out what it will respond to. So very shortly I'll be having a minor surgery, and shortly after that getting answers to my questions and starting chemo that we know will work for the type of cancer that is in my body. So that's the update of where I am as far as the disease that's in my body right now. But I just wanted to start this channel and start this once a week video that my goal is to give to you on Wednesdays. Sick or not, feeling great or not. And you probably can't tell by the sound of my voice, but I'm having a pretty good day physically. And I just want to share things with you that I'm going through emotionally and give you status updates on my journey and my health. And so I don't want to focus on all those details that I just gave you, or just to kind of catch you up and let you know what I'm facing as far as what my body's facing, as far as what I need to overcome, what I'm trying to overcome. But there's so much more to this journey. I'm learning so much. This all started in April of 2020, and so here I am a little over a year later. I've learned so much and changed so much, and I hope that some things that I've learned can help people who are going through their own struggles, whether it be cancer or illness or loss or grief or whatever. I actually lost my best friend in February, right before I had this diagnosis. I lost her to suicide. She was my best friend since 8th grade, and we were birthday sisters, one day apart. And that was a terrible loss and grief for me. And I'm just going to be here talking about all the things that I've learned. And, if it helps you, that's amazing. And if not, I guess it will just be my own therapy. And if I already said that, I'm sorry, because the ovarian cancer that I had in 2011, it moved to my lung and my brain, and I do have some brain fog. I'm still pretty smart and can kick some butt in pretty much anything I put my mind to, but I do have a little bit of a memory issue sometimes. I'm told that will all clear up when I'm off of all the medications and the radiation is done. But I did have a lot of brain radiation, stereotactic radiation surgery, because I keep going every 3 weeks for MRIs, and I've found that the treatment that I'm on is actually helping in my brain, even though it's not helping in this area, my lymph nodes and my lung is kind of getting a little bit worse. But my brain the cancer is getting better there. I was having 25 spots of like little sprinkles of cancer all over my brain that I had radiation to take care of. 3 weeks later, it was like 22 spots, and then 3 weeks later, it was 3. So that's amazing, and I'm so grateful for the therapies that I have available to me, and all the nurses and doctors that take care of me are so wonderful. I'm feeling so grateful to be having cancer in this time where there's been so many advancements, and so much can happen for me that can help my body and help my body get through this disease. But I just wanted to introduce myself, update you on that, and let you know that, it took me a whole year to realize that it wasn't something that I was just gonna power through like I did the last time, and like I've done with everything in my life. I've been a strong person. I've been a single mom for a long time to my first son, and I've just always been really strong and thought, okay, well, that's hard. I'll just pick that up and carry it and move on, move through it any way that I can. And I've done that my whole life, and I did that for the first almost whole year of this journey, just internalized this and tried to protect the people that I love from any fears or doubts that I might have come up in my mind, so that they wouldn't have the same fears and doubts. And I realized that wasn't sustainable, and I needed to include them in the whole part, all the parts of what cancer is. And it's a lot of things, and it's also a gift. It's also something I really, really dislike and struggle with, but it is also a gift that has given me so much in my life that I wouldn't have had without this disease. And I hope that I can share a little bit of hope with you. And I'd love for you to just ask any questions in the comments, and I will gladly try to answer them at my pace, which might be slow depending on how I'm feeling each day. But I just have this feeling that I need this sense of a sense of community. I was talking with my dad recently on a Zoom call. He does a mindfulness class for cancer patients because he works in oncology, and he was talking about a quote. I don't remember the name of the author, who talked about the difference between illness and wellness. And the answer was that the illness starts with an I and the wellness starts with a we. And that really resonated with me because I feel like after a whole year, when I finally included the people that I love, that I was trying to protect, that I became a we, and I felt better about processing everything. You know, I didn't feel better physically in my body. It didn't resolve any of my physical issues, but I connected on such a deep level with my husband and my sisters and my family, and now I'm connecting with you, and I hope that this is a place that you can feel safe to ask questions, and I can help with things that you're going through, or I can just kind of dump my heart out here, and maybe it will just help you to hear that someone else is, you know, learning and growing and struggling right along with you. But for the most part, my life is pretty amazing. My 4-year-old smile is just, it will make you cry tears of joy because it's just gorgeous. And she wakes up with it first thing in the morning, and it's all day long. And then I have just the sweetest boys that are awfully crazy and fun and so amazing and sweet. And my husband is so servant-hearted and such a great caregiver. And I have my sisters here that live here just 5 minutes away, and 2 brothers from by marriage, and they take great care of me, getting me to all my appointments, and I'm just so lifted and supported and loved by the people in my immediate community, but also by people far away through social media who reach out to me and text me or comment on things that I write, and all of that really helps me through this journey, and I want you to know that. And this community that I live in, the school that my children go to, and the church that we started going to before it became a Zoom church, like everybody's church has, I guess, lately, and have fed us and just donated financially to us, and we are so supported and so grateful. And it really makes a difference to have that. And so I have a friend who just recently started her own cancer journey, and I'm just hoping that my year-long time that it took me to realize to include community into my journey to help me into my wellness, you know, hopefully this will inspire people to not internalize, to not carry this on your own, but to find your people, you know, get in a community, and do it together, because that's what this life is all about, sharing with each other. And I'm so blessed to have the family that I have, and to have each of you supporting me and loving me. And I really, truly appreciate you and love you. So I think I'll stop there for this first video, and let me know if there's any questions you'd like me to answer, or anything you'd like me to touch on. But next week I'll try to talk about some of my own prescriptions that I give to myself. I have a lot of medications that I take daily, and I also go to acupuncture and do some alternative therapies that I add, but there are other things that I do prescribe myself that help keep my mind healthy and strong, because that is so important, to stay in a place where you can protect yourself from yourself. I know that sounds funny. A friend of mine reminds me, I forgot the author's name again, but an author that wrote To Guard the Portals of Your Mind. And a friend of mine reminded me that, and I just remember that all the time. That's part of my prescription for myself, for my healing, is to guard the portals of my mind and to keep. It doesn't mean never feel any fear, never feel anything bad. I'm not talking about affirming everything is good and just living in this spiritual bypass world, but talking about guarding the portals of my mind in a way where I can just be present in each moment, in each breath, and feel the feelings that I choose to feel. And I allow the grief to come through and the sadness to come through. And, when the fear comes, I put up a big fight because I don't want that. I don't want fear. And that's important to me. So I'm not saying it doesn't exist. It's just something that I choose to try to recognize, honor, and dismiss as quickly as possible, and not live from that space. So next week I'll talk to you more about my prescriptions that I prescribe myself. But I hear the crew coming in, so my time is up. It's about to get really loud in here. My love to you all. Thank you for watching.